Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Banker Circuit, and today in this video we are going to learn about history of Israel and Palestine. In the past few days you must have noticed in the news channel that there is conflict going on between Israel as well as Palestine. So I have come with an informative video related to the history of Israel as well as Palestine. Let us start. So this is the present day map of the Middle East, which you can see. So we can locate some of the important regions here. First one is the country Israel itself. So Israel here, this complete part belongs to Israel at the present day. Apart from that, you can see this small strip. This small strip is Gaza Strip. And third region, which is of our significance, is West Bank. The reason which this region is known as West Bank is because of this Jordan River. It's located to the left of Jordan River. This is Jordan River flowing through it. So this region is West Bank. So these three regions are of utmost significance with respect to the history of Israel-Palestine conflict. Apart from that, you can see certain neighboring countries to Israel: Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Egypt. This complete map is of rough map, I would say, not a fully scaled map. Now let us first start with the history of Jews. This region have faced most of the hatred, I suppose, in any of the regions. Jews have never got a country or a place where they could live happily. After the Ottoman Empire, I never suppose they have got. And before Ottoman Empire also, Jews, like till 1800s, there was no place for Jews, where they could settle. So there were Jewish Holocaust going all over the Europe, and you must also heard about the Nazis Jewish Holocaust, where 6 million Jews were killed at a time. That was the largest Jewish assassination, I would say. So Jews, so these people have never got a place to stay. So in near about 1890s, or I would say late 19th century, there was a movement called Zionist movement going on. So in 1896, with the start of Zionist movement, which was given by the so-called journalist known as Theodor Herzl. So the Zionist movement was started with this person, Theodor Herzl, and with this all the Jews started demanding their own country where they could settle, their own free state where they could settle. So this was the starting of the Jewish movement, I would say, the Jewish movement of demanding their own country. After that, this 1896 Zionist movement, let us fast forward to the year 1915. I would tell you that you must be knowing that 1914 World War I begins. So during all this World War I, there was some kind of story going in this Middle East also. So there was a battle between, I would write here, French and Britishers and Arabs with Ottoman Empire. So this is now the most exciting part of the story, exciting part of the history. It all arises from here, I would say. Battle going between French, Britishers and Arabs with Ottoman Empire. So what happened here is that Britishers here played very smartly. Now, Britishers have promised Arab, their free state, if they would help Britishers in French in defeating Ottoman Empire. And from the back, they've also promised Jews. They've also promised Jewish people that they would allow to form their own independent country if they would help. No, not for their help, basically against Ottoman Empire. They have asked the help from Jews just to influence American politics, I would say. Just to influence American politics. No place to write. But yeah, just remember, they have asked help from Jews just to influence American politics at that time. So now they've played very smartly with both these Arabs as well as Jews. So now after the result, after when this party, French, this alliance of French, Britishers and Arabs have defeated Ottoman Empire, neither Jews nor Arabs got their free states. What happened that the then not this map, the then Middle East map was divided half and half between French and Britishers. So neither Arabs nor Jews got their free state. So this 1917 Balfour Declaration was between Britishers and Jewish people, Jews. So yeah, I told you that they promised Jews that they would help forming their independent state. Apart from that, there were two different correspondence with French as well as Arab. 1917 Balfour Declaration between Jews and Britishers. There was McMahon, Hussein, correspondence between Britishers and Arabs. And these were two useless things which never happened. The main thing happened was Picot agreement between, French and Britishers. So yeah, so after dividing half and half of Middle East from 1918 and to 1918 to 1947, this complete region was under British administrative control, or what we say in our native language, British Raj. So yeah, neither Israel nor Palestine were free. So between 1918 to 47, British Raj was there in this part of the Middle East. So now in 1948, when Britishers left, Britishers was hustled with this situation. They were not having any way forward to sort this mess between Palestinians and Israelis. So under this British Raj, now we must be knowing that in India, Britishers also played like policies like divide and rule policy to just exploit the strength between Indian and our neighboring countries. The same tactics were used by British there also. So there was not peace between Jews and Arabs. So there were conflicts starting from that time also. So when the conflicts were too high that Britishers were not able to control these conflicts, so in 1948 Britishers left, saying that they would not be able to control this mess now. So 1948 Britishers left, saying that to Israel and Palestinian government that you should decide, not government, I would say their representatives, that you should decide that what should happen here. After Britishers leaving the place, what happened that the matter was given to the international communities like United Nations UN, and United Nations come up with the UN partition plan in 1948, in which they divided the region between Israel and Palestine near about equally. I would say that 55% of the region was given to Jews and 45% of the remaining area was given to Arabs. Apart from that, here is one important region which Israel, present Israel, claimed to be its capital. You must be aware about it. It's Jerusalem. It's very holistic place to both Jewish as well as Arab people as per their religion. So this Jerusalem was neither given to Jews nor to Arabs, since this is a very sensitive place. So this was given to the international control. This was under international control, Jerusalem, and 55% of Jews and 45% with Arabs. So with this UN partition plan, Jewish people were very happy. I would say that they were satisfied with this partition plan, but Arabs as well as the neighboring Arab countries, they were not happy with this decision. They were not satisfied because they thought that this is some kind of, again, some political game, political tactics going behind this. So they were never satisfied with this decision. So what happened after that? That all these neighboring countries like Jordan, Syria, Palestine, Lebanon, Egypt, they wage a war against the newly born Israel. I would say a small country with some lakhs of Jewish people. So they raised a war against Israel, and this war, which was raised by all the neighboring countries against Israel, and Israel never backed down. Because Israel was aware about what happened to them in history. They were always killed in mass. There were Holocaust going against them. Nazis, what they have done to them was very, very, very terrifying. It was referred to as first Arab-Israel War or Israel-Arab War, and this happened in 1948 itself, the same year in which Britishers left, because all the neighboring countries were not satisfied with the UN partition plan. So, but what's interesting about this war was that it's very interesting that Israel, with small population, with where they have just formed their country, they were the last winners. They come up as a winners and they defeated this mass forces like Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, as well as Egypt. So now Israel was the winner. So what happened is that Israel took the complete control over this area now, since Britishers was not there and they were the winners. So they took complete control over this area. Okay. So now in 1948, there is no Palestine. You can see here, there is no Palestine. 1948, Palestinian people were removed from their country itself, and this was referred to as 1948 Palestinian Exodus. So Palestinian people, they were left out with only one way, that they could just live as a refugee in their neighboring countries or anywhere they would find a place to live in. So in 1948, Palestinian Exodus also happened. So Israel is the country which was formed in 1948 itself. So Jewish people came from outside and they have now removed their native people of this place, that is Palestinians. So I'm not taking any favor here, because taking favor is not good here, as per me. So now it's very certain that the Palestinians would not stay quiet. They were removed from their native place itself. So in 1967, from year 1948, I am fast forwarding to the year 1967. 1967, Second Arab-Israel War, which was won by Israel. What happened at this war? That after the results of this war, Israel took control over this part of Egypt as well. Yeah. So this complete part, like this, now also come under the control of the Israel, because you must be knowing that present day Israel is the most, I would say, one of the best military they are having in terms of defense. So aftermath of this Second Arab-Israel War, what happened that this complete Egyptian peninsula was taken under the control of the Israelis. So now, because since Israel have gained much of the control over this region, what happened is between 1967 to 1980, Israeli people started making settlements in West Bank, this area. This area. What happened that with the help of the Israeli government, they go there, they make their settlements in bits and pieces, and this complete just to manipulate the politics here and just to take the control over this region, they started making settlements here. So this was also recognized by international communities as illegal, since this is very wrong, going to some other place and just making your settlements there just to remove those peoples and to gain control over. So and Palestinians also believed it as colonialization, making the colonies itself. Means, yeah, they were right. This was colonization according to me as well. So 1967, 1980, settlements in West Bank. But what happened that Palestinian, so they just want their own countries. So in 1964, PLO was formed, Palestinian Liberal Organization. So in the starting, they opt for the violent method. Means they opt for the method which use weapons just to establish their control or establish their strength. But this was the part when they just formed. After that, there was something else which we will be getting into the later part of the video. So yeah, in 1964, PLO was formed. And in the 10 years later, in the year 1974, they were recognized by the international community as the representatives of Palestinian people. But Israel as well as USA, they believe that this is the terrorist organization which is claiming their control over all this part. But this was not the case totally, since international community, UN, recognized this as the authentic representatives of the Palestinian people. Yeah. So, but I would say that the ways which PLO was following, with the help of that, they were not able to establish their control, establish their power over this part. So later on in the year 1987, again a group formed which was named as Hamas, H-A-M-A-S, Hamas. So this Hamas group was like too extreme, right-wing extremists were there. So they just wanted to establish their independent state by any of the method, and this Hamas gained control over this Gaza Strip. So now the conflict which we have seen in the previous days, this was not from this part, because here Israeli people itself says, so they will not attack this part definitely, because that would definitely hurt, not definitely, it may hurt these colonies also. So it was between from here to here and from here to here. But since Israel, one more point, since Israel is very, very technically powerful, so they have got Iron Dome. Iron Dome, which will protect them from the rockets coming from Gaza. So this is the defense advancement which Israel have got, Iron Dome, with the help of which they stay protected from all the rockets and all the emulations from Gaza. And this is done by Hamas itself, Hamas group. Now, going back to the year 1987, there were conflicts arising again between Israelis as well as Palestinians. The formation of Hamas, there were two groups like Hamas and PLO. Hamas was extremist group which opted for the violent method, and PLO, which was initially violent, but now they have taken the peaceful methods to deal with Israel. So these two groups were itself in a clash, or I would say civil war, because these are from the same side but they don't like each other since both have different ideologies of dealing with their own ways. So there was a clash between Hamas and PLO. At the same time, going back, not at the same time, in the year 1992, Israel got a very sensible man I would say, Yitzhak Rabin. So what was his idea? His idea was very nominal. His idea was to give the place back to the, not whole place, but the place according to the United Nations partition plan back to the Palestinian people, so they could also establish their own free country and they could also live peacefully there. But and in 1993, Oslo Accords for the same happened for their peace treaty between Israel as well as Palestine. Oslo Accords, for which Yasser Hussein, which was the leader of the Yasser Arafat. Yasser Arafat, which was the leader of PLO, and Yitzhak Rabin was felicitated with Nobel Peace Prize in the year 1994. In the year 1994, and in the same year 1994, PNA was formed, which was recognized as the first government of Palestinian National Assembly. So yeah, going back to the year 1992, Yitzhak Rabin and Yasser Arafat believed that they would maintain peace, but the dream of Yitzhak Rabin, which he dreamt in 1992, not lasted for too long, because now there was the domination of extreme right-wing extremist people both the sides. Here it was Hamas which was leading the control over PLO. They at the sometime there happened elections between this Hamas and PLO, in which Hamas won by a slight margin, and PLO, the name of the party was Fateh. They lost the elections basically. Yeah. So, and here Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated in the year 1994 by some extremist Jewish people who never wanted Palestine to get a single piece of land in their country, which was basically wrong because it originally belonged to Palestine only. Yeah. So since the assassination of Yitzhak Rabin in the year 1994, there were extreme clashes between both these parties, Israel as well as Palestine. The representatives of both the country never tried to sort the matter, and they just go one-on-one with each other. In the year 2007, Battle of Gaza also happened. So yeah, this was a history of the conflict which you are seeing now. If you like the video, please tell me the views, because compiling this complete knowledge was very difficult, since you can see that there are a lot of twists and turns in the history. So compiling it was a huge and tedious task. If you want to give the feedback, you can comment us, and if you watched the video till here, very thank you from my side. And once again, if you like the video, do give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, as we'll try to come with more of such videos, not only these kinds of informative videos also, as well as the videos which will help the aspirants clearing their government exam. This is not very important for banking exam, I would say, but this is very important with respect to UPSC level. Thank you and stay tuned to our channel Bankers Circuit.